This is Family Electric Ghost. This is episode 128, Ethereal Electronic Vibes. Peg discusses the track Cosmic Thicket Consciousness. So we've been using a lot of concepts in our music, from expansive sound, which represents an idea that in electronic music you use a more organic method of recording. You use hardware, analog and digital synths, and physical drum machines rather than software to record directly into recorders without using a computer, without using a digital audio workstation at all, and kind of have a Sun Ra kind of jam band, Allman Brothers feel, and that you live record music. You don't do a lot of composition on the computer. You do the composition at the instrument. And you use kind of poetic themes. I'm a big fan of Victorian poetry. A lot of my influences are, Wordsworth, Blake, Tiger, How Fearful Thy Symmetry. I'm also into Lord Byron and Tennyson, and use ideas like the Low Death, which is a Victorian poet's way of talking about sexual intercourse. And so this other idea is the kind of nature poetry of the Victorian era and kind of modern psychedelia or ethereal atmospheric composition. So we came up with this idea of Cosmic Thicket Consciousness. And we had watched this documentary on plants and where their brain and their nerve systems are. And there was this discussion in this documentary on Discovery Channel or National Geographic, how trees and other plants, their brain is in their roots. There are these nodes in their roots that might be able to even use their full plant body, like a tree could potentially use their branches and their leaves and their other appendages to connect to their root system, where their central nervous system or their brain are in these nodules, and they might be able to actually feel and see their environment maybe in a chemical way, that they actually can pick up on what's going on and somewhat equate to visually seeing and feeling and hearing what's around. So the idea, as we came up with this concept of cosmic thicket consciousness, where the trees see and feel with their roots, which is the line that Josephine says in this song, and kind of shows that we should respect all life, including plant life, and that maybe that makes vegetarians take a pause, because when you're eating a plant, you might be killing another living thing. But this is just another one of our concepts, and within electronic music, we had the idea of political electronic music, PEM, and PEG. Family Electric Ghost is another acronym for our band. And for those of you who don't know, Josephine Electric is electronic construction. She is born of subtractive synthesis. She is my voice run through vocoders. And you don't just use vocoders for auto-tune and pitch correction. You can use them to create characters. And I've been, for the last 3 years, using vocoders, Roland vocoders from the JDXI to the VT3 and the VT4s to create Josephine Electric, Phantom Electric Ghost, and Stephanie's, and Windhover, who's Josephine's sister. Those voices are all me. And the technology is such as that you can do this in real time. I've actually done shows in Boston and New York in real time with this capability, where it's not just a studio trick. You can actually do it on stage. And part of what the Ghost does is we use like masks and phantom mask and different stagecraft to make it so you can't tell the gender of my character It's kind of like fluid in that the concept of family like a ghost is these are spirits, these are ghosts, these are phantasms, and they shift. We've had some ideas in the past of using capes with LED capability, masquerade masks, full masks. So the vision in the future is to actually have Josephine kind of wear this cape kind of shroud that's very somewhat feminine in its electric LED presentation. And then, the Phantom uses like a half mask and Josephine uses a full mask. And it's a lot of different ideas we've had for presentation. We've used the LED gloves, the LED shoes. We're always looking for different capabilities. With our OPZ now, we have some DMX light control capability. And we've yet to really understand how to use the visual capabilities of the OPZ. So we've got to get into that. We haven't done a lot with that. We do a lot of visual work with apps. And so we've been working on a lot of different things. So it's just a lot of what we like to do. It's a big effort. All the things that we've been working on kind of all came together with our release at the end of this year of Dark Ghost Volume 1, which physically is going to be out on Digger's Factory Records on vinyl, 2 vinyl record that we've been working on for a long time. And the Dark Ghost series of records are multiple records. We had initial configurations going back to 2017. We've changed around the configurations. Right now, the 3 volumes. Volume 1 is on Digger's Factory Records as a 2 vinyl record, only available on vinyl. There's only 196 copies left. You can see the promo on here for the physical link, and we talk about it as a little segment. We are also working on Dark Ghost Volume 3, The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb, which is focused exclusively on using the Teenage Engineering OPZ or OPZ synthesizer for all the tracks. We found they had created a new sound for PEG, and we're always working on new sounds. We introduced a new sound with our DFAM and Mother 32, and now we're introducing another sound with this awesome instrument. And so this whole album, Dark Ghost, the Flower Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb, is primarily all OPZ with little guest stars of Mother 32 and DFAM and Arturia Mini Brew 2S in the mix, as well as that trusty Juno from Roland and the vocoders from Roland. But we are constantly working on concepts. There is also a second volume of vinyl called Dark Ghost Volume 2, which will eventually come out once we see we've got a good response to Volume 1. So we're continually working on things. We're hoping to gig in 2019. We spent most of 2018 recording. A massive amount of equipment was purchased, and we're been in a creative mode where we didn't really put any energy into going on the road. Now that we have all this material, we're hoping to do a couple of things, get a better wireless mic for going on the road, maybe get the Roland Axe Edge for presentation purposes, and we have a new road profile, primarily focused on the OPZ, our Arturia Eurorack solution, the 6U with the Moog DFAM and the Make Noise products, along with probably the Roland Axe Edge and a new wireless mic system. And our trusty mixers, we've got a Yamaha mixer, we've got Zoom mixer, we've got a Roland mixer. So we've got a lighter footprint to hit the road, hoping to do some shows. We've never really been able to do shows in New Hampshire. We've always done them in Boston or New York. We're hoping to be able to participate in the festival gigs through our Reverb Nation account. We've got a bunch of applications to do big shows and big festivals. So we're hoping 2019 that we actually hit the road outside the U.S. We tried to do that with the Monsters Tea Party, but that kind of fell through. We were going to do a show in France. That didn't work out. But they've invited me a bunch of times. I just haven't had the ability to do it. So hopefully one day we'll be able to get that done. So we are very excited about the future. We're looking into analog recording with the Tascam 24. We're looking at some really interesting iPad recording solutions with some really awesome audio compressor technology that is now available because of the USB-C link. So we're looking to see whether or not an iPad Pro would be a good purchase. Though we haven't really seen a really good implementation of some of the DAWs, and we've been leaning toward probably not using a DAW and maybe using an MPX instead. So we're looking at that in the future as a potential another step in our evolution of our recording. So an MPCX is something we're looking at. Also for its live stage capability of like sampling everything that we do in a combination with an OPZ, a Roland Axe Edge, and our 6U would be a different type of setup for us on stage. So this is near the end of 2018. We've had a good year in recording. We've talked to a lot of folks. We had one great collab with Flora X on Wounded Room that's out there on all the streaming services. And we've had a bunch of single releases on Spotify and all the platforms. And we're at 5,200 listens on Anchor. So we hit above 5,000, which was our goal for 2018. So we thank all the fans that are listening. And again, please support the Ghost by listening to us on the streaming services and buying our new album on Diggers Factory Records. And we hope that you have a great 2019. We had a great 2018. Thank you.
Don't need eyesight to feel. Don't need hearing, know what's real. You can feel it. An extra section now feel it. It's dumb times. The other side is beyond mine. Somehow it's in my soul. When you out in the woods and you can feel Gaia's touch. It's more than a float. Go walk about in the woods and feel Gaia's touch. More than a lust. You can walk about in the woods. You can feel Gaia's touch. Much more than you can walk about in the woods. You can feel Gaia's touch. Much more than a human. But walk about in the woods. Feel the fire going your one. And your second inside your mind. And more than what you could leave behind. I can tell you the truth. More than that rude to do. You would've could tell you the truth. They can feel and see what their roots are. The oak can tell you the truth. Don't you know the trees can feel and see with their roots? The oak can tell you the truth. You know that the trees can feel and see with their roots.
This is Van Electric Ghost, and we're pushing our brand new record, Dark Ghost Volume 1, which is going to be on Diggers Factory Records. And so if you go to https://www.diggersfactory.com/vinyl/226598, you can get our brand new album on pre-order. Comes out in April. We have 196 copies out of 200 left. It's $24 plus shipping and handling. It's a 2 vinyl album. It is our statement on electronica, experimental music, and progressive trance.